Hey, what up? This is Rios of Joog Music, and today I got my man Slowrolla in the house. What's good? How you doing, homie?
What's goody? How you doing, Angel? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely, dude. It's good to chat with you. And let me say, you fucking wrote a slammer of a tune. Like, we landed a pretty sick premiere. Hyped to get it out, which should be coming out next week, actually. Um, or soon, I should say. But
Oof.
yeah. Um, but yeah, how you doing?
Good, man. Good. Just hearing you talk about the premiere, it gave me goosebumps and such a big smile alone. It's kind of surreal to me, some of the moves that are happening in my life right now. And I will say, at some point, I definitely wish for something like this, right? And it's the small things for me, but it got to a point where I was like, okay, be careful what you wish for because things are starting to get real, dude, and you gotta really focus. So I'm so psyched, and I'm appreciative of you for reaching out and just creating this because
Thanks, man.
the compilation by itself is freaking sick already.
Yeah, it is. I really like I said, I think you've done your part wonderfully because your track has turned a lot of heads, and I've gotten from sending it out, I've gotten a lot of compliments on getting that tune specifically. Um, but yeah, speaking of moves, how did you what got you moving in the first place? Like how'd you get into footwork and jungle and this beautiful, you very much I can tell a slow roller tune from other people's tunes, how did we get there?
um, it was kind of a long journey behind it. I've always loved broken music and the drum and bass and jungle influences, techno. And yeah, at some point, I was playing vinyl and slowing drum and bass down to a slower tempo and just kind of mixing breaks and stuff like that. And as I was growing with the scene and in Denver, I was kind of learning about the DJ scene and the rave scene as well, actually, but just how DJing works in the business. And at some point, someone was like, "You'll never make it unless you're producing." And so I was like, okay. I acquired a copy of Ableton. It happened to have easy tools to kind of get things rolling, and I tested myself to learn.
Mhm.
And I went through different trial and errors through different brand names and different sounds, just trying to figure myself out and
Mhm.
the music out. And it was around 2015. Uh, my boy Malice out of Albuquerque, we started a group called 66, and we were making really out there break beats and just kind of connecting with cats overseas that would understand our music. And from there, I was able to kind of really learn and develop the sound through breaks and sort of faster music. Like we were producing around 135 and 140, and we were sending our stuff out to Stanton Warriors and Nuvaman, um, main chorus with Astronomer, and
Mhm.
they were interested in playing and just kind of getting us on board. And so the like that sort of music just sort of really developing far, from 2015 to early 2018.
Mhm.
Well, we got a pretty sick feature on Beatport, and we made it through the top 50 in the breaks category, which was so sick because it was
That's pretty dope.
so
Mhm.
unexpected, dude. It was just we were just selling
Mhm.
music, just putting it out there for people, and then it just happened. What?
That's
And
awesome.
that was super dope. So there was at some point in early 2018 where we just kind of like started going on different paths, and it just felt like it was time to sort of figure out our own ways, right? I wound up moving to Denver for a minute, and I was still producing and stuff, but I wasn't really like putting stuff out there. I was just kind of like learning what I needed to do with real life for the moment. And in those moments of just kind of like learning music and kind of like studying what I wanted to do next, I don't know what it was, but I took what was it, Sinistar and I can't, Deft. They dropped their tracks with Hoover Sound, and I was like literally mind blown hearing that music for some reason. And it reminded me of like the vinyl days, a mix of like the 6/6 days, and like just something of the future that like I'd never like actually heard before. And I was like, dude, this is so freaking cool. Like I want to figure this out. Like where does this come from, you know? And so like I took the time beyond just like making the music to just study the culture of where the music came from, basically. Watching YouTube videos of Spin and Rashad in these interviews with Just Jam, and they're like talking about the culture and the dancers in the background, and Rashad's talking about how they were back in the club and they were just the kids, and you know, they were playing faster music for people to move to. And I'm like, whoa, this stretches like so far back, dude. I didn't even know, dude. And I'm like, these cats are so humble and so cool. Like they're so influential as well. And so like just watching these things, kind of like understanding the different styles of 160. And of course with the Hoover soundtracks, when those came out, I was like, dude, this is mind-blowing. So I think then, after doing a little bit of research and just kind of like gathering my bearings with what I wanted to do, it was in 2020 that I birthed Slowrolla. And the first track that I actually made out of Slowrolla was a house track. And it wasn't normal though. It wasn't just like your typical 4 on the floor all the way through. It had some like breaky, like, I don't know, like jukey elements to it, right? And I really wanted to touch base with this faster music. So I love messing with vocals, like in a weird like stutter or like just kind of like arpeggiated way, if you would. And I found like this like silver screen style vocal, and it was saying something about like gangsta shit, and I was like, this is tight. I was like, this is what I want to start it with. So like the first 160 track that I made, it was called G shit, if you will, like. So I flipped that into a 160 track. I loved the interest of like how sampling was like kind of like the core of making the music. And Spin had a really cool like quote that he said in this video that I was watching. He's like, no one in here made the first beat, you know, it's been around for hundreds of thousands of years or something like that, and like it's really important that we like kind of recycle. And so like on G shit, I used the vocal, but I also found this like really sick melody that I wanted to use as my you know, the core of the song, and then just wrote the drums around it, and boom, there it was, the first kind of like 160 thing. I was like, I don't know, like I felt like I've made a lot of dirty music, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I really loved, especially watching like Rashad sets, he was so soulful, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And like I felt like I wanted to try to do something that was like dirty and soulful at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. And so like more of my music, it has more feeling to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of really brought the fun of making music on how I do it as like an importance to me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not feeling it, then it's not fun. But because I've been having fun with it, it's just kind of like these tunes are rolling out like you're hearing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like over the last couple of years, it's just been growing. Like I connected with Noisy Wilson Alex out of New Culture. Big up,
Shout
my guy.
out.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
up.
I think were you also on the first New Culture compilation?
No, but this is
Mm.
how I found all you guys.
Okay, let's hear it. Oh yeah, that's how.
You know, that's how I found all you guys, and
Yeah.
I that's how I found the networks on Facebook,
Shout
and
out to the boy.
you know, and like it's weird
Yeah.
because if it wasn't for him, like
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like be connected as closely as I am with you guys now, and
Mm-hmm.
it's weird because we don't know each other, but the way we communicate, it's like we know each other.
Yeah.
You know,
It's all indirect, but like you
yeah.
can. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I had a feeling we'd be friends.
So I
Uh,
got him. He got me on board through Volume 2 and Volume 3, and we really just kind of kicked off the ball more as friends. And it's been a really cool like experience seeing the growth through new culture, through his music, through my music, through all you guys, and just kind of seeing everyone really like support each other. And I think that's what's really like kind of like helped me grow, feel confident with what I'm doing, and just like put it out there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so yeah, dude. I I I try to touch base on like the dirtiness of tracks. I like like recently at the beginning of the year, I dropped this really like outrageous think break with extreme distortion,
Mm-hmm.
and I called it Octane, and it's just outrageously like
Yeah,
just distorted
distorted.
but
Yeah.
dope, you know. And for some reason like that
Mm-hmm.
one just that's I'm like I can make dirty music too, you know, but
Hell yeah.
in between I still gotta have those really feely type
Mm-hmm.
moments with music. So um
So
yeah.
what labels have you worked with? Because like I'm pretty sure I found you through New Culture, and that was like I guess that would have been almost 2 years ago now,
2 years
right?
ago now, yeah,
Yeah.
because we were released on Volume 3 this year.
Mm-hmm.
So through New Culture, out in Belgrade, Serbia,
Mm-hmm.
through BnH Records,
What's up?
shout out Mileto,
Yeah. Also on the
yeah,
compilation.
yes,
Yeah. All the
and then
homies.
BnH out of Australia,
Uh,
which was, you know, it's so cool to stretch out that far. And then with my boys label here, Malice with
mhm.
Drama Records here,
Oh, nice.
USA,
Okay.
and now Joog Music, you know.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it going. Um, what are your so that's it's quite a journey, some pretty dope accomplishments. What's like what are some like targets, like what are some goals, what are some things you want to work towards? Like are you like working towards like a dream label? Like do you see yourself trying to collaborate with specific people? Like um it's yeah, like it's been a really cool journey so far. But what do you want to accomplish from here?
Yeah, man. So I just want to keep sharing my music with the world, with the rave
Mm,
scene, and honestly just see where it takes me. Like I want to release more music from my own side,
mm,
release more singles or maybe EPs from just myself, or more self-release.
mm,
I feel like I have like an archive that I want to put out there, but I just don't sometimes, you know, and I
Right.
feel like I want to get to that point where I'm releasing a little bit more music for myself. But right now, dude, I've kind of just been building up sort of say my dream position with all this. I've been working alongside local production companies out of Astro Entertainment, and they've given me help kind of like growing, having a place to play, having my foot in the door with the rave scene here, and just, you know, enjoying a good time. And I also work with Pirate Radio, which is a local FM station alongside Revolution 92.7 out there in the Bay.
Oh, nice.
And
That's yeah, could you tell me about that?
yeah, so I work through both entities. The host is Zaid. He's the content creator. He's the one that has helped me get on board. And yeah, we're getting a chance to have our own segments through the each radio station, and I am starting up my own show. So
tight.
I get to showcase all this sick music from all of you guys from my side, and really just show the people broken music 160, and just kind of really put it out there on a different platform. And I love that I have this platform to be able to do this with, because I have what I feel like musical freedom, and I think that's kind of been a dream for me, is being able to have a platform to have musical freedom and just really show people new music and what I'm all about, and just what other my friends and others all about, and just really have like a cool network and a platform to say, hey, no, do what you want, let's have some fun. You know what I mean? And this is kind of given that opportunity. So yeah, Pirate Radio 96.7 and Revolution 92.7.
What days of the week?
So
how often?
We're working towards getting my show. It's going to be 9 p.m. on Thursday nights. The show is going to be called Rush Hour.
What time zone?
So 9 p.m. here, Southwest, but also 9 p.m. there, Pacific.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So it'll be every Thursday. One Thursday will be the show. The next Thursday will be the rerun. The following Thursday will be the show, and then another rerun, so people can catch up on with what happened. So there's 2 fresh shows per month. And as we grow and develop, I really hope to, you know, get you on board, and some of the other cats, you know.
I'm positive we can make some stuff happen. So it's been really cool kind of getting your backstory and like how you got into footwork. Are there like other 160 DJs in Albuquerque, or like what's that like for you, if there aren't any?
There, like, I'll be real, there kind of really isn't anyone that's on the 160 tip right now. But there are cats out there that are touching base with, you know, jungle and break beats and drum and bass, and they're either playing it a little faster but slower than 160, or they're playing it, you know, faster than 160. So that sort of scene exists here, but like I'm pretty much the only one that's doing 160 out here, which puts me in like a weird area, because a lot of like the cats here don't really know where to book me, which is fine. I'm totally cool with it, because like when I do get an opportunity to play out, it makes it so special and fun. And I think that makes me perfectly fine with it. So yeah, sort of like honing in and broadcasting it to this town and anywhere else here in New Mexico, and you know, people have really been absorbing it and kind of like fitting to it.
I love how supportive your dogs are.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's like wanting to come in. Is it cool if I go? Like, I'll be right.
Yeah, totally.
All right, 2 seconds.
No worries. I'm gonna just go ahead and take this time to remind everybody that's watching, well, not remind, well, actually, yeah, remind. On August 4th, Joog music is dropping for the low end lovers. It's our first release ever. It's a compilation that I kind of started putting together last March.
This is the manager.
Oh,
All right, sorry about that. Thanks, dude.
no, you're good. I just wanted to, but yeah. Anyways, out on August 4th. Check out our compilation. But yeah, so you said that you kind of, I guess you like don't fit in with a lot of the other stuff that's kind of like playing in your city. But I mean, I do see you getting bookings, you know, like it's not like you're not playing shows out there.
Right.
Is it, and would you say it's just from like being connected out there already, or like are people like are random promoters reaching out, or like how would you say like do you have like a strategy, or like are you like, or is it just from like knowing people, you know?
I kind of have a strategy.
Mhm.
I do work with a production company. I help
Mhm.
them just kind of organize the event and do backline and a little bit of stage management. So
Mhm.
I meet a lot of like local people through there, and my strategy is
Mhm.
to find the right shows for my placement. So like I will get cats that reach out to me for bookings, and there has been some where I'm like, it just doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
It's just not the right thing. Let's find
Right.
something with a little bit faster tempos and something that makes sense for me to kind of fit in.
Mhm.
And that's the strategy part. And so when the fulfillment of that kind of like makes its place, it makes it a really special show. So
Mhm.
I don't mind it. Like just like last week, Craze came through, absolutely ripped it, and I felt like that was
Mhm.
perfect. Like, yeah, dude, all the music is cohesive, although
Oh
he's all over the place, but
yeah.
you know what I mean. Like it just
Yeah.
made sense. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's all fitting for somewhere
Mhm.
down the line. You know what I mean?
Okay. So let's let's pretend that like you came across a promoter and an investor in a venue, and like you have basically unlimited money. What would your like dream party look like in Albuquerque if you had just like a fat one stage party?
Oh, dude, like it would be dark, full of function one. So it's
Mm.
just thick, extremely thick sound,
Uh,
and just all spotlight on the DJ, like
mm,
not all this mega production, and
okay.
just really honed in on the focus of the music. And that's that, dude.
Mm.
Just shoulder to shoulder, thick vibes.
Oh yeah, but like
That's my
who?
ideal.
Okay, but like who's on the lineup? That's I guess what I
Who's
should be.
who's
Yeah,
on the lineup?
yeah,
Oh man, it'd be kind of wild. Like
yeah.
I would love to bring like Sam Binga down here, to be honest,
Mm,
or like Addison Groove,
mm,
and just have them rip, dude, or even do something where it's like
mm.
maybe even like Nicky Nair,
That'd
and
be
just
tight.
have them just absolutely blow people's minds. But a part
Mm,
of me also is like, it'd be cool to bring like LCY or drum, and then just
okay.
literally have them blow people's minds. You know
Mm,
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so it would be something along those lines. But of course, here, if
Mm.
I even remotely said those names, people would be like, "Huh? Who?" And it's so crazy to me. But we do have circles where
uh,
I could talk about this stuff, and they do get it. But like the primary scene is
mm,
really hyper focused on like dubstep and house music and stuff like that. So
yeah.
wait,
The
and that's fine. Like
mm,
I actually like that, because
mm,
when I get a chance to play or introduce any of the things that I play to
mm,
play to people, they're like,
mm.
"What the fuck was that?" Like, excuse my
That's
language, but
cool.
you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
you're good. Hell
so
yeah. Are there anybody like um is there anybody on the compilation that like you would collaborate with? Or like anybody that like you think is like a sick producer, or you're just like dope, like I got on with this person, like that's been one of my favorite things, like the fact that like I'm on with like some homie, like of course they're homies, but they're also people that I like look up to. at least at one point I've been like, like just super into their sound. Have you experienced, or like have you had a similar phenomenon with any of the people in the compilation?
Yes, I will say when
Mhm.
you sent me over the demos, and EQY was the first track, I was like,
Yeah.
yo, what?
The
And
homie.
then I'm like scrolling
Yeah.
down, and Duke Ellington's on there, and then I saw
Uh,
Mileto and
uh,
Noisy and Slinky. I was like, Slinky's on here, bro. Like,
yeah.
what? So, yo,
Uh,
dude, like, yeah, absolutely, bro. Like,
I uh,
I was like, this is real. And yeah, I think that helped so much that you sent me that, and that there was already
mm,
like that huge list of music, because like I got a chance to listen to it like a good amount of times all the way through the list
mm,
to really understand what I wanted to do through my part. So
mm.
yeah, dude, absolutely. The names on there are sick, bro. So big up.
Yeah, Slinky was a really cool. That was like, dude, I met him like at a like DJ like meetup I did in Bristol. I just put out a mix for that crew. Let me see if I can pull that up real fast. But no, what's the repost? But where was it? It was for Cheen Tu Tang. Um, Cheen Tu Tang. I think they're out of South London. And like the guy who runs it, like took a train or a bus or something to Bristol, and he like rented out a studio, and he just like it was an open invite for like other 160 DJs to pull up, and like I don't know, I just like he was so like welcoming. I was trying to hang out with Goldman, who's living in Bristol. You know, the guy who runs Works Recordings
Mhm.
or Works Records. Cool guy, and I remember him from like the half slow fast, half something, half time. You remember that group?
Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but
before it changed to
um,
Works.
exactly, yeah. Um, and so he invited me to their like meetup, and uh, Goldman pulled up with Slinky, and like then later the plan was to like go to this meetup, and we all like DJ and like ate burritos, and like honestly I fucked up. I got a burrito. So like I don't know, I was like I've had Mexican food in England a couple times, and like had pretty good experience, don't get me wrong, but like it's never that spicy. And so like apparently the person who ran this like specific taco shop that happened to be like real close, like conveniently like up the street, up like not that far from the door of the studio. And yeah, I got a burrito, and he tried to be like, "You want the spiciest?" I'm like, "Sure." And he's like, "Are you sure? Like, it's quite spicy." I'm like, "Bro, like, this shit is not that spicy. Like, calm down." And turns out he like makes the sauces himself, and like it can be pretty spicy. And apparently he enters competitions, I learned later. And so he just like fucked my shit up. Like, I was in the studio like crying and like
Yeah.
trying to hide it. And people were like, "You good?" I'm like, just trying to like like not yeah fuck my shit. um it was a pretty good burrito, but like it definitely like was killing me. And anyways, I hung out with Slinky and Goldman, and like had a good mix and all that. And then we went to a party that Intrinsic was putting on at this spot called the Jam Jar. And like it was cool because like we all got to see Dromic play, which was pretty tight.
Dope.
Lu Ten played too, that was sick. It was a good night. And like I got to like I don't know, Dromic played a collab that I did with him. And Slinky was like, "What the hell? Like we need to chat." And he's just like, and we just ended up like trading stories and like getting to know each other, and like
Sick.
I don't know, he got a pretty awesome backstory. Love that guy. Trying to see if I can do some more work with him.
Awesome.
Besides Noisy Wilson, like, do you have friends with, or like, is there anybody else you're like super tight with, or like people? I mean, like, I guess it's kind of like, I guess none of us like, the majority of us don't talk day to day. Like, you don't know what I have for lunch or whatever.
Right.
But like who else would you say that like you do talk to or like anybody on the compilation that like you're friends with aside from Noisy and Mylito?
From time to time, Slinky and I will like cross tracks through maybe like Instagram or something like that.
Nice.
I haven't talked to Goldman a bit, but you know, we just kind of big up from time to time. And yeah, things are kind of like real sporadic, but like I just kind of show love through whoever I can, the likes and stuff like that, or reposts, whatever. That's pretty much it. Like I don't like I communicate with Noisy Wilson more than like you're probably the second person I've talked to the most beyond like say communicate with Noisy Wilson. And so yeah, you know, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Honestly, I highly recommend you start that you get to know 420 Sound Nandero.
Oh yeah. I've chat with him from time to time too, for sure. He's a cool cat. His music is sick.
Both individuals are both sick. But
I got there on the comp too. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Holy, there's so many sick names.
But like both of them like are either like run a label already or in the works of getting some stuff started, and like if you're not on that, you should definitely get on that shit. Shout out Whack. I love the name. It's a kiss.
Nice.
Yeah, and like I don't know, like in particular like blends Guaracha and Footwork, and like kind of just like his spin on it is like so good. And of course you with 420 Sound. But yeah, shout out the homies. Yeah, are there any releases or anything coming up on the comp? August 4th, y'all.
August 4th.
Yeah.
It's going down.
Exactly. Anything besides that you wanted to like highlight?
Rush Hour coming at you Thursday night, starting at 9 p.m. on Pirate Radio 96.7 and Revolution 92.7 in the Bay. Get your ears checked. Go scope it out.
Oh yeah.
And then other than that, no, I'm actually just kind of honing in on working on more stuff in the background, and I'm very like spontaneous, so and I like to do like these random pop-up things, so you might see something pop up here and there in the next couple months. Oh yeah, wait, actually touching base, working on some new music with you actually in the near future, thinking about it.
Yeah, trying to get some stuff happening. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yes,
any bookings or anything you want to go over?
Bookings right now, no. Right now my schedule is kind of clear, which is cool because I have a lot of real life things in the background I'm taking care of.
Totally. If you could though, like let's say you're like, I want a vacation and I can afford it, like what's like a destination city you would like go, like if you could, of course you'd want to play it, but like if you just like fly yourself out, where would you go?
Probably I would like to go experience the LA scene right now. Just a straight up underground somewhere out there. Some of the things that I see you guys posting in the Bay from either you or like Mars Casey or Bastion Go, I'm like, oh yo, these parties look sick too. So honestly, California, every time I've gone out there, dude, has a really like understanding scene top to bottom. So I think that's kind of the place I'd want to go.
Heck yeah. But
yes, sir.
Wow. All right. It's been a really good chat. Very much appreciated talking with you. And of course, we're going to make some music. Yeah.